Welcome to the Footie Fantasy Podcast. We have Ola here from the Footie Fantasy team. We also have Dags from Fantertainment NG TV also here. We're here to discuss a couple of interesting topics. And also, my main name is also Jinx, the Liverpool fans, so that they fall off the top of the league or they have current form.
Never.
Or the fact that all of a sudden they don't have to defend. But that by the side, I'm not here to vent about Liverpool. Being a Manchester United fan, obviously, the issues we're going to talk about today range from Van Dijk being voted as the captain by the players, was Klopp right in that decision, and going back and saying Henderson and Milner should be captain. Gomez, what is his best position? He has played as a centre back and played at right back now. Going forward, should he play as a centre back? Should he play as a right back? Klopp has officially clocked 3+ years without any trophies and so many hugs.
3,532 to be precise.
3,532 hugs to be precise.
Is that a real number, by the way? Is that real?
I'm just joking.
Okay.
Allegedly, 3,532. Their 3 favorite games and 3 worst games. And the last thing we'll just quickly talk about is what's the barest minimum for Liverpool to achieve this season, considering how long he spent and how long he has spent as a coach and how much has been invested. So I'll start with Dags. And Dags is featuring. Dags, was that right by Klopp to leave this decision to ask the players and still make his own decision?
Okay, I'm going to start by saying I'm going to forgive you for dispelling fake news. I'm sure this is part of Manchester United's ploy to create, conspiracy. I want to create some unrest in the team. But I mean, what actually happened was he knew Milner wasn't going to play, Henderson was not going to play, so he asked the team who's going to be the captain, right? Who are you guys going to vote as the third captain? They actually voted for third and fourth, and they voted for Van Dijk and Wijnaldum as number 4. So it's not like if you ask me personally, do I think he's the right person as a potential captain? Yeah, I agree. I think it makes sense that the players picked him. Okay. You can see him on the pitch. The guy is he's constantly commanding and telling them where to be and everything. I still think Milner and Henderson. I probably would say Milner is my guy. I like Milner. The guy's a workhorse and he's a reference. He's the benchmark for almost everything on the field. So I really like the guy. So yeah, I think he's right. It was specifically for third captain. So yeah, they chose who they thought was the right person for third. I'm sure if you ask them to vote for number 1 and 2, I'm sure they would have still picked Hendo and Milner. Milner, more likely, but yeah, that's my thought.
Okay. All right, so I understand what you're saying, Dags, but the opinion I had about it, yeah, you're right in the way you narrated it, but when Klopp said, okay, you guys should vote for the third captain, I don't think he should have put it to vote. He should have chosen the captain himself because it can cause potential issues, in my opinion. Now, if I wanted a captain for Liverpool, I would say it should be Van Dijk. But when he's now putting it to vote, Henderson is there thinking, wow, my position is under threat as a captain now because the players obviously love Van Dijk. So maybe Klopp should just have said, okay, I'll choose the third captain by myself and it's Van Dijk. That way it removes it from the players having to vote for it. Because, of course, Henderson is the club captain. We know that. But why are you putting it to a vote? That's why I didn't really feel that. I didn't think he should have put it to a vote. He chose Henderson. Okay, Henderson was already club captain before he came. But he chose Milner as vice captain. So he should just have chosen a third option. Don't put it to a vote. Because I believe if it went to a vote today for club captain, the players will most likely vote for Van Dijk. It will not be a clear victory. It will not be a majority victory. But Van Dijk is a clear leader. I like Henderson. I defend Henderson a lot. But if I was to choose between Henderson and Van Dijk, man, Van Dijk could be my captain.
But what about Milner though? If you had to choose between, because I agree with you, okay. Like Henderson is captain by default, right?
Yeah.
He is there longer than everyone. He was Roger's guy. And obviously he was vice captain after Gerrard, so naturally you take over the mantle. So he's there by default. I want to say I don't want to say the word unfortunately, but let's just say unfortunately.
But you don't reach like that now.
No, but I mean, come on now. When we look at the pool of midfielders we have, it's clearly the guy has heart. I give him heart, but
maybe quality, maybe not as much compared to the options we have now. Yeah, but in answer to your question, if it's between Milner and Van Dijk, okay, yeah, I'll give it to Milner. But if it's between Anderson and Van Dijk, I give it to Van Dijk.
Yeah,
I think
I feel the same way too.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. So, but it's just my only problem was the way Klopp went about it. I just thought he shouldn't have put it to a vote because maybe Anderson's not that kind of person. But if I was a Klopp captain and they're now doing votes for third choice, I'm like, man, these players love Van Dijk so much. I think he won by a landslide. I'll start feeling under threat. That's where. But if it was the manager that just chose the person by themselves, I'm like, okay, it's a manager's decision. But this is a player's decision. You know, these things work in dressing rooms. Sometimes I don't know. Maybe it's not a big deal anyway, because at the end of the day, captain can be anybody. So.
Yeah, and Henderson should be feeling under threat anyway. He's hardly getting played.
He should be. Fabinho. Fabinho. Sorry for getting off track, but Fabinho is looking.
Okay, I'm looking back on track.
Okay, back on track.
Let the winners talk. We're top of the league, man.
My own quick roundup is I kind of lean towards Ola's side because I think when it comes to decision making, I believe so much in hierarchy of who is responsible, is accountable, right? I think Klopp is accountable and also responsible for that decision, and he should have made that decision and just move on with it. And I also think if I had to make a choice, just try to be as objective as I don't know what that means when it comes to Liverpool, but it's true. Trying to be as objective as I can. I think Van Dijk. I know I said it in a post we had on the forum, on the Facebook forum, where I said I think Van Dijk is the best defender in the Premiership now. People say, "Oh, it's premature." I mean, I think so, and there's a reason why I say that. I see his organizational skills, organizing the back four, and telling when to move up, when to drop back. That thing is very, very critical for a team to have that. Like people that do that, people like the companies, the companies, the Rio Ferdinands, those are people that understand what that means every time. The John Terrys, those are how team win titles. Anyway,
I mean, look at Liverpool elevated game, man. Just the way once he started playing along Van Dijk, his learning curve just boom skyrocketed.
Yeah,
so that jumps us to our next question. And we'll start with Ola. Joe Gomez, do you think he's better as a centre back now that Lovren is back, or you think he's better as a right back, which in my opinion kind of affects the learning curve for Alexander-Arnold? That's just my opinion, but what do you think?
Yeah, the thing is, this might not probably be a popular opinion because Trent, I like Trent, but I don't think Trent is there yet.
Okay.
Like in terms of, the thing is, if Trent is at right back and then Gomez is at centre back, people see that the opponents target Trent more. They'll be like, oh, Trent is the weak link. So there are some games in which I like Gomez as a right back. But the thing is, Lovren has it in him. Lovren has improved, to be honest. He has improved. But yesterday, when we played against Cardiff, there was one tackle. He just jumped in his very outrageously. Like, why are you jumping into the tackle here and just giving away a free kick like 10 yards away from the box? He didn't need to dive in, and Lovren has that in him. Gomez has showed that he's developing well as a centre back. But I think I would like him at right back for now, because he seems to have the more defensive. He has more defensive capability compared to Trent. Trent, I think, is not there yet. He's good. It's getting to that level where you can say it's consistent at defending. But I think if we lined up our team, our strongest team, and Trent is in our strongest team, Trent will always seem to be the weakest link. It's not that he's a bad player, but he's somebody who can be gotten at. So I prefer Gomez at right back. If you want to put our strongest in, I can manage Lovren at centre back because Van Dijk is next to him and Van Dijk cover for Lovren. If Lovren decides to start doing something stupid, but if Gomez is on the right centre back and is next to Trent, so Gomez is not fully experienced yet, so you can't be thinking, oh, he has to cover for Trent if Trent messes up, compared to if Van Dijk is covering for Lovren. I don't know if you understand my point. So I prefer Gomez at right back, basically.
Okay. So that you're comfortable losing that threat going forward, that Trent brings.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Trent, he looks good in the highlights. I mean, he makes many crosses that they don't get there. He makes a lot of crosses that don't reach the target. Okay, he has good pace going forward, but Gomez can provide that too. Gomez is not as good as him going forward, but Gomez can provide it in a stable manner. Trent, it can be erratic. That's the way I operate it. Trent has many good games, but then he has some poor games too. And he was rightfully benched for the last 2 games before he played yesterday. Because against Napoli, he was terrible. And I think that was when Klopp took him out of the team. Klopp benched him on his birthday. He was 20. I think it was against Man City. Against Man City, that's how you know that Klopp also knows that this guy is a weak link. Because Klopp took him out of the team against Man City. Even though Trent did a good job against Sané in the Champions League. But Klopp benched him on his birthday against Man City. And Klopp was like, well, this guy's he's not in good form. So, and after that, he was benched in the following match too. So, like, Trent is good, but he's not there yet. He's young, so I appreciate that he's young. So, it's not going to be perfect yet. So, I prefer Gomez to be there for the meantime.
Okay. Dags.
Yeah, I think I like what you said. I pretty much agree with you for the most part. I think I lean very firmly on one of the things you said, which is depending on the game. So I wouldn't outright say, Gomez is number 1 at right back. It really depends on the game. It is true, though. People overreact. Like, I guess the simple thing is Trent gives you something going forward. Ola is right, man. Whenever he crosses the ball, I'm like, this guy, are you daft? What is wrong with you? I think he missed crossing 101 when he was in football school or something.
Yeah,
because his crosses sometimes are ridiculous. But I mean, he offers other things going forward as well, and he's a threat on set pieces. So I like him for that. So if we're playing against a team that's going to sit back and is a lower table team, I would go with Trent. If we're playing one of the top teams, Gomez gives you more stability at the back, but of course you lose some versatility up front, yeah. So that's my view. That's my view on it.
Okay. I mean, how old is Gomez?
Well, they're both
20,
young, right?
21, 22. I think Trent is 20 now.
Yeah.
Trent is 20, and I think Gomez is just like 1.5 years older than him.
Yep. Okay. I kind of agree. I mean, with both of you. I mean, I like Trent. The fact that he's very attacking and he takes risks. He's good at set pieces. He's got a couple of free kicks for you guys. He crosses the ball really well. I think one disadvantage, yes, crosses might be very erratic for the most part, I think. But Liverpool is not a tall side, right? They don't really score so many.
What's the point in crossing, Abi?
So that's the thing what I see about it. Like, sometimes you can manage to score some headers, sometimes, but they're not really. If you play against the tall defense, the crosses are pretty much wasted, apart from when you're taking set pieces, set plays where everybody, the defenders can go in to head the ball. So I mean, I kind of agree with what you guys say about that. If I had to make a choice, I still prefer Gomez to Lovren at center back for some reason. I mean, Lovren for Croatia.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that.
Lovren for Croatia seems different than Lovren for, in my opinion, than he really plays for Liverpool.
He has had a good season.
Yeah, so far. A few games
so far.
It's just that Lovren just seems to feel that he needs to prove a point every time, and I don't know why he feels.
Why are we holding these things against him now? I mean, you judge him off of performance with Van Dijk coming in. It certainly helped settle him down.
Correct. I agree. So, I mean, I'm kind of indifferent about it. So, either way, I think it's probably still a good decision.
And give Trent props too, because remember last season, everyone was going at him last season, right? When he was essentially the only option we had at right back. And he stood the test. He did a good job for the most part. So
I mean,
I was angry. Sorry, Dags knows what he's saying, because there was one point where Trent had a couple of very bad games, and I was like, man, I can't wait to get Nathaniel Klein back, because Klein was already coming back from injury, but there were 2 games back to back where Trent had bad games against Crystal Palace and against Man United. Because Ayo will be happy about this one, when Man United beat us 2-1, and Rashford just finished Trent in that match. And I was like, no, I've had enough of Trent. I just like, look, I need him out of the team. I want Klein back. And then he proved me wrong, because I was, after losing to United, then we played against Man City. Then I was like, Sané is going to kill Trent.
Yeah.
And then Trent shot
Put
down.
him in his pocket.
Put him in his pocket. So yeah, it's true. Trent had some bad games, and I was done with him. I was like, look, he's too young. Let's not kill this guy. Let's not put him in a big game and ruin him. But then he proved himself. But it's just that he's erratic. He has good games, and then he has poor games. But he's young, so that's to be expected. I can't even hold that against him. It's just, I think if you have a better option at right back who is more stable, because it's not like Gomez is much older than him. Just Gomez is better defensive. Gomez just knows how to defend. He rarely gets beaten one-on-one. You know, he doesn't commit too many errors. What if you put him center back? He does a great job. If you put him right back, he does a great job.
Yeah.
Just he provides that stability. So, but well, it's good to have that. It's good to have those options.
I know, right?
So it's good to have those options.
3 years of club. Dags.
Your
3 favorite games.
I hate this question.
3 was. I like him up with all these questions, by the way. So if you have just Ola, I'm mad at him, because I'm just hosting it. I'm just the medium.
So who's going first?
Dags go first. You went first the other time.
All right. So 3 years of club. What's the minimum to come out this season, Abi?
No. 3 years of club. Pick your 3 favorite games.
Oh.
I hate this question.
Okay. Oh yeah, I like this one. All right, cool. All right, so let's start with the 3 best. 3 best. No particular order. I would say, I love the Dortmund game. I thought in 2016, right? When we were essentially practically out, 3-1 down, and we pulled it off. So that was one of my favorite games. Yeah, Europa. Yeah, okay. Europa semis. I think the last time I screamed like that was 2005. So I love that game. I love the Man City revenge game, Champions League. That was amazing. Even I didn't expect that. I was like, what? He completely bossed these guys. That was great. And especially because I hate Pep Guardiola, so that's
interesting.
Yeah, drinking your Pepsi tonight.
Yeah. Oh, and then Arsenal more on a kind of a similar situation. I think as Man City, we didn't really dominate. We dominated them, and they kind of came back a little bit. But Arsenal, man, we completely destroyed them, and probably were also contributing to accelerating Arsene Wenger's exit. But I love the 4-0.
4-0.
Yeah, the 4-0 game. Yeah, and of course my cousin is an Arsenal fan, so anytime that he's suffering, and if I'm responsible for his suffering, even better.
Hi, wicked so.
3 worst games, man. Let's see. Any game that Moreno is playing in left back. Or let me pick one specific one. The Sevilla game. Yeah. Lord, Europa final. I swear to God, that was that trophy, man. That was our trophy. I just don't understand what the hell happened. I could smell it. I was like, if we go into this in halftime with just 1 goal lead, we're in trouble second half. And it just came and just kept on harassing Moreno, and Moreno was just completely confused. We only considered 1 goal because of that. Him directly being responsible for it. But there are a lot of clear chances that Sevilla had that they could have put away, and Moreno was completely at fault and nowhere to be seen. So yeah, that one in particular really pained me. Tottenham Hotspurs. I don't get that. I mean, we've lost badly before, but then the way they beat us was uncharacteristic. I mean, it was pretty embarrassing. We couldn't hide behind the fact that we got a red card. So
no, you didn't get a red card in that match.
That's what I'm saying. We couldn't hide behind.
Oh, we couldn't hide. Okay.
The Man City game, we were like, yeah, I mean, we got a red card. If Mane, if he was on the game,
5-0.
Yeah. So, but this game, man, we had full 11 on the field and they thrashed us. Yeah, so that one hurt my feelings. Oh, and then I'll say any game last season, probably any game that actually even going back 2 seasons, any game we played bottom teams and we lost, pretty much used to they were very dark times for me. So I'm kind of happy to see us actually consistently beating all these tiny guys. So far, knock on wood.
Yeah, so.
Hola.
All right. 3 favorite games. The first one probably that Man City one. That Man City game.
Which one?
When we beat them 3-0. Champions League.
Which one? Was it the one in?
No, the first leg. First leg. Because that day was my birthday. It was my birthday and they showed up. Those boys showed up for me. When we beat them 3-0.
Yeah?
Huh?
You went to see that game. Did you go to see that game? Did you go to?
Oh, no. I didn't go to see that.
I thought I went there. Okay.
Yeah, but I went to see, it was a friendly match I went to see on our wedding anniversary. Went to see Napoli.
How did your wife feel about that? Did she?
Wow. She enjoyed it. We scored a lot of goals. Come on. We beat Napoli 5-0.
But I'm wondering if she's like, oh boy, it's our wedding anniversry and we're going.
No, we split it. We did some things for her, then some things for me. You know now, that compromise now. You know. No, so the Man City game was on my birthday and it was like, come on, fantastic present. Beat them 3-0, finished them in the first half, and surprisingly, we kept a clean sheet. Because I was thinking I kept saying, oh, no, there's no way Man City won't score in this match. I was just like, we need to score at least 3 because they're going to score 1. But then they didn't score. And when they did score, I was like, that's it. We're through to the semifinals. There's no way we won't score at Man City. So I enjoyed that one. The Dortmund game, yeah. I was living somewhere else at that time. I was not yet married. And like Dags says, I don't think I've screamed that much since that the winning goal when Lovren scored that final goal. The scream, man. My flatmates at that time, they're like, is there anything wrong? They came to ask because they were scared. Yeah, I screamed when that goal went in. That was a fantastic match. That was against Dortmund 4-3. And the one that when we knocked Man United out of the Europa Cup. 2-0 at Anfield. 1-1.
I was nice, so I was nice. I didn't bring that up.
I have my Chrome card that's coming now for that thing I just said.
Firmino and Milner, 2 goals. Finish them, knock them out of the Europa Cup. Come on, what else do you need on a big European night? We should put up.
What's your 3 worst games? Let's go to that. 3 worst games.
Worst games. Okay. This final, there was a final. Well, Klopp has lost 3 finals, but I think the most painful one was the League Cup. The League Cup against Man City, because that one, the Europa League final was painful, but the League Cup we lost that one on penalties, and why it was painful was I felt that was the one that was realistically we could have won, because Man City were not that great in that match. We took them to penalties, and then penalties I just ate because I hate losing on penalties. It's painful because you start thinking, oh, if they are taking this penalty like this to go in. So that one was a bit painful. I know it was the League Cup final, but you never know if you win a trophy in your first season, the knock-on effects. Like if Klopp had won that trophy, it was just 6 months into the job. If he had won that trophy, we won't be having all this conversation of 3 years later has won no trophy. He has won no trophy. Like if he had won that one, that would be out of it. So that one was very painful because we actually took them to penalties, and that was before Guardiola came. So they were good, but they were not this good. So we should have won that one. That Spurs game that we lost 4-1, I agree with Dags. That was an embarrassment. They just beat us as if we're like one championship team. They smashed us, and part of the reason was Lovren. And Klopp is usually patient. But Klopp took Lovren out after 30 minutes in that match. He was not injured though. It was just that terrible. Klopp had to take him out. That shows you how bad it was. So it was an embarrassing defeat. But I think that was a turning point also. So in a way, it was a positive because since that defeat, Liverpool have not lost too many games and we've not even considered as many goals since that. It was like that was when the penny dropped that, okay, look, we have to do better as a team defensively. So that was painful.
You're saying 5-0.
No, 4-1. The Spurs.
Okay.
Spurs beat us 4-1. The 5-0, I didn't find that painful. I just, in my opinion, it was the red card. I don't think without that red card, I don't think they beat us 5-0 in that match. I know some people say it's excuses, but
that's
man,
our story.
I don't think they beat us 5-0. Okay, so which one would I say is the third most painful one? Let me see. Is there any real painful one? I think the one maybe we lost last minute. We've lost last minute this season to Napoli. I wouldn't say it's exactly painful, but we could have sneaked the draw in that match. We could have sneaked the draw, but I'm struggling. I can't really think of a third one that stands in my brain that, oh, it was so painful. Maybe the one to Man United, but yeah, we don't really have a good record at United, to be honest. So I know we can make Ayo happy with that.
I'm going to make myself happy. As a non-Liverpool fan, are you done? Let me
So
actually, last season's one was also bad though. Last Champions League final was also sad.
Yeah, the one at Old Trafford. Which one?
He said Champions League final. Is that what he said? He said Champions League final.
Yeah, as I was saying, Champions League final. That was also a sad one.
No, I didn't feel that bad because I didn't expect us to get there in the first place. So I was like, hey, we lost, but I was like, it was a big surprise. Nobody had Liverpool get to that final. Everybody was having Madrid, Barcelona. Like the way we got to the final with that our defense, we had no business being in the final. So getting to that final, I know some people say, "Oh, okay, you didn't win the trophy." Yeah, we didn't win the trophy, but in the record books, we're there in the final.
Yeah.
So
but defense was good by then. By then we had Van Dijk in. We had consistent.
Bro, six goals to Rome over 2 legs.
Well, okay, that is true. That's true.
So
that's true.
We were improving. It's true. Yeah. We were improving defensively, but we were not that great compared to now. So it wasn't that painful. I just felt, okay, it's Madrid and the keeper was dodgy. Many things happened out of our control. Like Karius was bad. Salah got injured. Ramos did his normal thing. So I didn't feel too pained by that because, okay, we didn't really think we'll get here and we did a good job and things just, it wasn't meant to be. I just felt it wasn't meant to be.
Okay, I'm going to pick mine now.
Why?
I'm a Liverpool fan. My 3 most favorite games.
Look at where he's happy.
That club. Number 1. That 5-0 was interesting to me. I enjoyed it. See you guys. Although, to be fair,
Man City.
I don't like Man City. They're my flat. Being a Pep, I'm a Pep fan. I own it anyway. I like Pep. I admire his style of football. Obviously, Rashford, the 2-1. I loved it. It was even more. The reason why I loved it was the fact that Ashley Young, we're still looking for Salah today.
They carry some trophy. That's a trophy for you guys. The Salah has not scored against you guys. Don't worry, this season is coming.
That was wonderful. The other one I always forget that I love so much. That was the definition of bottling. Was against Bournemouth. You guys were 2-1. Was it 2-1 up or 2-0 on Christmas? I remember watching that game.
I think we lost 4-3.
3-2. You guys lost 3-2 or 4-3. 3-2 or 4-3. It was a Christmas game. It was snowing. I was living in Wisconsin. I was watching this game and I was mad because everything was cold. I was like, what kind of stupid city is this? Why did I move here? Blah, blah, blah. Like, I was watching that game and like something has to make me happy today. Then I was watching that Bournemouth game and Liverpool bought today. I'm like, oh man, this is fantastic.
Karius. It was Karius that day too. That's how I go.
Mind that day. Just for Liverpool bottling this day. So yeah, that was, those 3 are my most favorite. I don't have any like annoying 3 games. I'm not going to say that.
Well, there are too many, right? They're like 10 or 20.
No. I'm going to move on.
Champions League final, 2005.
What's the barest minimum Liverpool need to achieve this season? Barest minimum. You are on the spot. 30 seconds. I don't want too much explanation.
FA Cup.
Does FA Cup, what sort of league? So what's your
you said barest minimum now. So that's like the minimum.
So FA Cup. So what league? What do you finish in the league?
In the league,
yes.
Barest minimum 3rd. Can't finish lower. Finishing lower than 3rd for me will be a failure this season. The way we have started.
Yeah. So FA Cup, 3rd, Champions League. What's your where do you come
writing
out?
Champions League. I'm writing Champions League.
So Ola says, Ola says Champions League second round, FA Cup third position at the barest minimum. That's successful for you. Dags.
Barest minimum, because I'm a realist, is second in the Premier League and no trophies. And
solid second.
Yes, just second.
Once we start solid second, okay. Dags has owned solid second from taking it.
I mean,
they're taking it from us. Solid second.
It's difficult, man. It's a difficult league to play in. I would say if you asked me at the beginning of this season, I would have said Carabao Cup. That's the barest minimum. We need to win one cup, and that's the cup that we're going to win. I'm the same way. Champions League is out of the question. FA Cup, man, I don't know, man. To me, it's a toss-up. I feel like it's pretty much luck of the draw, if you will. So I don't know. I don't really have a lot of confidence there. But I would say, especially because I'm saying we won't go far in FA Cup and we're not going to go far in Champions League, the very least is second, just because Man City, man. Man City is a monster. And Chelsea, for whatever reason, I don't know, whenever they get a new coach, they just turn up for some reason. I don't know. So I think, to me, that would be successful, Sha.
What is your second now? Because, I've realized people always say second. And this was my girl's different conversation about that second. Second, 15 points behind the first position, or 12 points.
Oh, no, not that kind of second.
So the title challenge.
Not Manchester United second. No, we're not talking Manchester United.
Solid second.
No, you own solid second already. You just said second. You give any criteria around second. So
I'm talking about challenging for the title type of second. 3, 4, 5 points behind second. Not.
Okay. Fair enough. I mean, for me, I think with how long Klopp has spent in Liverpool, at least we just be objective. How long Klopp has been in Liverpool, the level of investment now, right? People like to look at money. I really don't care about money. The quality of investment, right, of players that have come in, and how quickly these players have bought into the style of football, getting pressing. And the fact that I see he's adjusting more now, especially at least the one big game I've seen. I think you guys have played just one. The two big games I've seen you guys play, he kind of adjusted instead of, okay, there's a time you go, there's a time you let's shut up shop, real start. So he I think bears a title challenge and like Ola said, an FA Cup. I mean, you have to win something after like all this way. You have to. If not, I'm never at the end of the day, right? I don't judge coaches by like trophies, but the reality is that's the only metric that they're judged by.
Yeah.
I don't, but the reality is that's the metric, is trophies. It is a trophy winning game. That's what it is, It's not friendlies, it is. So a title challenge and an FA Cup title. That's for me is the barest minimum for how long it and the amount of players. So so to end it, to our trivia, it's very simple. Knowing you guys are long-time Liverpool nerds who know all these questions. And I'll start with Dags. Who is the most expensive British teenager that got signed in Liverpool in 1995?
That got signed in Liverpool in 1995. At
that time, when he signed in Liverpool in 1995, he was the most expensive British teenager.
1995. Signed at Liverpool, most expensive teenager. I feel like this is a layup, but I feel like my answer might not be.
One chance. Then we move to Ola.
1995. Wasn't he start sooner before then? I feel like he was. I have to say, Michael Owen.
Wrong. Ola.
Teenager. I'm thinking it's a foreigner for some reason. But
you said British, right?
Correct.
Oh, British. Oh, yeah. British. 1995. Steve McManaman.
He was the most expensive teenager in British football when he moved to Liverpool in 1995. Wrong. Dags.
And I have to say Gerrard then. But didn't Gerrard start in the academy? Wasn't he an academy player?
Wrong.
He was an academy player. That was not an answer. I was thinking out loud.
Okay.
I was thinking out loud now. You heard me. I said he was an academy player now.
I want to say boys' hands now because I know there's Alexa option.
No, it's not to say.
Alexa will tell you the answer. I don't want that. Don't use Alexa.
I'll just randomly say Alexa. So
Austin. And I don't trust you guys. You guys are too tech savvy. I want to see
no cheating going on here for sure.
Yeah, okay. Ola, final chance. Yeah, I'll say the answer and move on.
British teenager for Liverpool. Wow. Oh, Jamie Redknapp.
Wrong. The answer is Mark Kennedy.
Mark Kennedy.
Yep.
Kennedy was black. Wow, I remember him. Is he? Is he not black? Mark Kennedy. It sounds familiar. Anyway, no, we've missed it.
When he transferred, he was the most expensive.
How much?
Oh, it doesn't say.
Okay.
Just say it was the most expensive British teenager. I can look it up later. It doesn't say. Okay, so I started with. Who did I start with this time?
Dags. Started
with me.
Okay. Ola, simple. This one's the layup. I like the Dags said. Peperena has been sent off twice in his career when he was at Liverpool. What were the two teams he got sent off on?
Got sent off. He got sent off against Arsenal.
Wrong.
Okay. Was sent off twice.
Yes.
Everton.
Wrong. Dags.
Let's see. Memory bank. Peperena getting sent off. I do not recall any games of him getting sent off.
I remember one. That's why I was surprised. Twice. I'm surprised that you said twice. I remember one for sure. He was sent off in one. And it was because he was retaliating. I remember the incident. I don't remember the team. he was retaliating. So he was pushing his head into somebody or something like that. I remember the incident, but I can't remember.
I'm going to say Manchester United.
Wrong.
Okay. I can't see any other game where would he get sent off?
Twice.
Let's go Leeds.
Nope.
Okay.
Ola. Nope. Yeah, it was no. Let's this question harder. These guys are dealing with. These guys are. I can't pull easy question that I know. Let me look for the question. Maybe I went too hard. I'm thinking about
Middlesbrough.
Wrong. In fact, after you miss it, I started with you, Ola, right?
Yeah.
After you miss it, and then Dags misses it now. If you just get one of the two, then you get it right. So
will you tell us if it's a Premier League team or?
Oh, it's a Premier League team.
Okay.
I've narrowed it down. It's a Premier League team. I've narrowed it down now. Ola, your second option. Send me this, bro.
Second option. Sunderland.
Wrong. Dags.
Peperena sent off. Damn. Arsenal.
Wrong.
I said Arsenal already.
Oh, you did?
I thought it was Arsenal.
Chelsea.
So that one of that's correct. So you get you get so maybe Ola. So you have 1 point for that. Ola, can you get the second person? Sisi has gotten one.
Chelsea. Man City.
No.
I don't know. I remember the incident. That's the funny thing. I actually remember briefly what happened.
So that head that you said, that head boot was against Chelsea. It was Torres, remember? It was Torres that did that too.
Yeah. Imagine.
No, it's actually Newcastle. So that is leading by 1 point. Third question. So if Ola gets it and it's a tie, then I'll throw in the bonus question. Third question. Which Liverpool manager has a brown belt in judo?
Oh, wow.
Ex-manager, Abby.
Yes. I started the last question with who?
This for Dags now. Yeah, Dags is starting this one.
Oh, okay. Brown belt in judo. Oh man, it sounds like something that would freaking Rogers would do.
That's what I was going to say.
That's wrong.
It sounds like something that Rogers would do.
I didn't say that was the answer. I was
No,
like,
you can't think out the answer loud. If you think it out, that's your.
That's your joke.
Okay, go ahead. I have an idea who it is. I can sit down.
So what did you put?
He said Rogers. I said wrong.
Oh, wrong. Graham Souness.
Wrong. Dags for the win.
I'm going to go King Kenny Dalglish.
Dags for my hand. Wrong. Back to Ola. Yep, you are wrong. Ola. This is your chance. This is your chance to save it. Or Dags wins this trivia.
Brown belt in judo.
Yes.